Beginning of my video. Boom!
Welcome back to Boring Reviews.
Boring land.
Oh, just
on.
kidding.
Blasphemer!
Hello,
Hello, Boring Review Nation!
Kind of pointless.
We know all things. It was over in a snap.
We really want it. Alright, we'll be nice.
Only you can be a Patreon.
Oh my gosh!
You don't need to follow the show to be hyped.
All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews, and Gabe has got us doing another animated movie review. Gabe, what are we talking about today?
Trolls World Tour.
World Tour.
Again, let me preface this by saying, okay, this is quarantined related or based because we're all stuck at home with our kids. Okay, there's certain things I can't show my kids. Tiger King. I can't show my kids Ramen Ragva. I can't show my kids some of these really dark things I enjoy watching. So if you want to spend time with them, you got to watch what they watch. And bro, I'm so done with the. If I listen to one more Blaze and Trunk Machines or whatever, you got a little one. You know what I'm talking about? The Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Luckily, he got out of that show a while ago. They're really into Recess. I showed him Recess on Disney Plus. They're obsessed with that right now.
Right.
And they started watching some Winnie the Pooh yesterday. I mean, all of it is like a slow death. You get used to it as a parent.
Slow death.
There's no way you're sitting there watching like, oh, this is so good. I can't wait for the next episode. But so we're watching or we're talking about Trolls today. This is the newest one. This would have came out in the theaters, I think, around this time. And because of the whole coronavirus, they decided to put it on demand. And I guess when they made that announcement, they made it with no heads up to the theater companies. And this is before the theater companies decided to all shut down. So I guess it created a lot of bad blood between, I think it's Universal, who is producing this. And so we have our first one that was supposed to go in the theaters. That's a semi-big movie because the first movie did really well in the theaters. And I actually really liked the first movie a lot. The music was really good. They had the original songs, Sing Something, that Justin Timberlake did. Very, very good. I love the first one. My kids watch it all the time. And so I was excited for this one. I didn't think it was going to be near as good as the first one because they never really are. But this one on demand, I heard from John Campy, has still brought in about $24 million over the weekend, which is not as much as it would have made in the theaters. But that's kind of a scary thing for theaters because if this is the first one that made $22 million, these movie companies are going to find a way to market it better and make that even more and more and more. So who knows where we're getting at? But let's not get off the track. Let's go into Trolls World Tour. What were your thoughts?
Well, first thought I had was, how much did this movie cost? And then I looked it up. It was roughly $90 million because the soundtrack was absolutely amazing. It had so many classics from back in the day, the 70s, 80s, 90s, even the 2000s. And I'm thinking to myself, what do they have to pay to cover all these songs? Okay. Now, obviously, Anna Kendrick is still our lead. Okay. And she's playing Queen Poppy. And she's singing a lot of songs. Madonna, Material Girl, right at the beginning of this, I was like, "Whoa, that's Madonna's catalog."
No, what's her face? It's not Madonna. It was Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Trolls Just Want to Have Fun. That's Cyndi Lauper.
Right. I'm sorry, it wasn't Material Girl. It was Trolls Just Want to Have Fun. But
they're so different.
There were so many songs like that you're like, oh, you're as a parent, you're rocking along to the soundtrack, and you're like, oh, this is super, super cool. I mean, I would say that was probably 50% of the movie. Correct me if I'm wrong, but at least 50% of this movie was all just them singing and breaking out the song. And normally you would think that would get annoying, but as a parent, you're like, oh, I recognize that song. Oh, that's awesome. And you bopping your head along. And it was just a lot of fun, a lot of energy. I think this was a perfect movie to kick off at-home releases for pandemics because it was fun. It had a message like most animated movies, and we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about the actual movie, but my thoughts were, great job, Trolls 2. I did not expect you. Trolls World Tour, I thought it was going to be corny. And you know what? If this had opened up in a movie theater, this would have probably done as well, if not better than the second one. I honestly believe that because I could see my kids here at home, my two younger ones were dancing to it as they're watching it and singing the songs or whatever. This thing would have gone crazy. Not to mention unlike Disney, which didn't promote Onward, there's Trolls material everywhere for Easter, which just passed. My son got this big Easter egg with all kind of troll stuff in there, and I'm telling you, it's a phenomenon. Trolls. I remember growing up with those things, thinking they were super, super ugly, and they made a comeback. And man, it is super, super fun. I'm really glad I watched this movie. They earned my $20.
I'm gonna, yeah, you better not mind that. I'm gonna make this super quick, not because I didn't care about the movie, but just because we're trying to keep our time limit down. And Gabe did a great job. I'm gonna keep with that fashion. So
give us the 5-minute Nick review. Tell us the
I'm
whole
gonna
movie.
less than that. This movie, the plot was pretty lame in my opinion. There wasn't. I did enjoy that you had the rock group as like the bad troll community, but. And I know this is an animated movie about trolls for crying out loud, but I didn't buy whatsoever that these strings were in existence in Troll 1. I don't buy it at all because if they did, the other nations knew about it and Poppy didn't know about it. The dad's like, oh, by the way, behind this little glitter curtain happens to be the string that you never knew about. I mean, come on. I did like how they made a sequel because my kids loved the first one so much. I enjoyed the first one. I was wondering, how can they do a second one? It is genius that they infuse a whole lot of good music in there because how do you really care, how to make us care about a troll movie if you don't infuse that music that the first one did? The music was great, but the pattern in this movie when you're watching it is you're sitting there like, okay, this is interesting, and then the song goes and you get all pumped up and all excited, and that makes you last for about a few minutes into the plot, and then you're going back to this motion, and then the song comes. I mean, there's so many songs. Trolls Just Want to Have Fun was such a cute little version of Girls Want to Have Fun, and Poppy is such a likable character. I thought that the main characters took a back seat in this movie. We didn't get a lot of them. We got the whole Branch and Poppy storyline. And if you haven't seen the movie, you can probably predict what their whole storyline is. And there really wasn't anything else. So as far as a movie goes, it was just okay for me. The music was really good. I like the music in the first one better. I felt like the movie was at its peak. Was this best part was when they go to Funky Town, I'll call it. I'm not sure what they called it in the movie, but they go to the King and Queen of Funk, played by George Clinton and Mary J. Blige. That song that they did when they were telling their whole story, that was a fantastic song. And as I'm watching the movie, I'm waiting, is there going to be an original song? Because all they're doing is covers right now. The first one had a great original song by Justin Timberlake. Where's my original song moment? And that's when we got it. That rap / R&B / whatever else you want to call version of that song was fantastic, and it had me very entertained. I enjoyed the ending, but it dragged on way too long. I enjoyed, for the most part, the new character. I thought the whole rocker thing was great. When she starts singing Crazy Train and then they go to the grandpa, I don't know about you, but I'm already in my mind, it's going to be Ozzy Osbourne. How hilarious would that be if it's not Ozzy Osbourne? Spoiler alert, it is. He only has a few lines, but he definitely tapped into that Osbourne's TV show, Ozzy Osbourne, that we used to love and watch.
Oh, yeah.
So those are my thoughts on Trolls World Tour. Overall, it's a good movie. You'll survive if you watch it with your kids. You won't be completely bored, but it's not going to wow you like the first one wowed me. I'm going to give this movie a C+. And again, that's an average score, just a little bit above average with the plus there because of the music. I did like the cowboy character by Sam Rockwell. I liked that little character arc, but we didn't get a lot of that. I did think there was some funny moments, like the jazz singer of love, the hypnotizer, bounty hunter.
Kenny G, bro, that was awesome. That was
pretty cool
with the chest hair.
Yeah, they had moments like that definitely made me laugh. But overall, I was definitely waiting for this movie to end. How about what's your grade?
I definitely see where you're coming from, and I respect your grade. I'm probably gonna give it a B- because I enjoyed it a lot more than you did. Some of those songs, you know what I enjoyed the most, and I already said I gotta buy one for my desk at school, the reggaeton trolls, okay? Because I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican, so each troll, and basically, and it's not giving away too much for spoilers, okay? They're talking about the world of trolls, how each troll, pop trolls are because they're pop music trolls. K-pop is Korean pop. Then they have the reggaeton trolls, which is reggaeton music or kind of like Spanish rap. Then you got the hip-hop trolls, and they all embrace their own music.
I did like the techno trolls, the mermaids. That was a great way to begin. And when it started off, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a really good movie. It kind of went downhill from there, but those techno trolls were cool.
Yeah, the techno trolls. I mean, dude, I think that it was a lot of fun. It was an original idea, and yeah, can you shoot tons of plot holes in it? You can, but again, you got to grade cartoon movies to cartoon movies, animated movies to animated movies, and serious films to serious films. This was just a fun time. It's what it was. I don't think they tried to shy away from it because literally, you're right. It's about 50% of the movie. What moves the plot along is songs and covers of songs. That's what I'm like, man, this thing must have been expensive to make because a lot of people got paid, okay? A lot. But, a matter of fact, they covered Kenny G's song on there. That's actually one of his actual songs that he's playing on there. So it was a lot of fun. I'm going to give it a B-. Guys, for $20, I get it. You couldn't usually buy a movie for $20, but this is the new normal, okay? And it's going to take a while. So we want them to give us Black Widow. We want them to give us all these things on streaming because let's be honest, even let's imagine hypothetically that they said May 1st, movie theaters are open. Are you going? I'm not taking my family to that. I'm not risking it. I can't do it. He's like, Nick will be up in there with the gas mask or whatever. But you know what I mean? So it's probably going to be a few months. I don't want to wait to pretend it in all these other movies. Drop them on demand, support it. And I think that was the biggest reason I wanted to do this was because, hey, it still made $25 million. $25 million is first week of release. And this is a kid's animated film. Could you imagine if they dropped a bigger blockbuster on there? Now, yes, you're not going to make 100 million or whatever, but could you make 50 million if you dropped, Black Widow or some of these other projects?
Is I saved a lot of money from concessions because I'm one of those dads where I'm going to spend money in concessions for my kids. I like concessions myself. I would have taken my kids this movie 100%. I was looking forward to this movie. So I saved a bundle just not in having to buy popcorn and soda at those outrageous prices.
And you would have dropped what, $80, $100 easy. Between tickets and concessions. That's what I normally drop.
Or so, but yeah.
That's what I normally drop. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Not bad. For $20. Support the film. That way we'll get some more releases. I think it was gutsy what Universal did. Should they have let the movie theaters know, hey, we're going to do this? They should have because they're partners. But ultimately, what are you going to do? Put this thing on the shelf for 6 months and then try to drop everything in November like everybody is? Have you seen the November slate, bro? Some good movies are going to get crushed because you got Black Widow, Bond, Tenet, everything has got pushed back to what are you gonna? You can only watch so many movies in a month. You know what I mean?
We need to up our Patreon intake so that we can buy a giant tent and just camp out the movie theater for that month.
Oh, that's hilarious. It'll be great for the moviegoers, but I'm just saying a lot of movies are gonna get cannibalized by each other. So I think that dropping it now, they're going to make more money overall than if they would have waited and tried to drop in a busy field in November and December. You know what I mean? That's probably what wasn't a smart move for them. But anyway, that's the review, guys. Let us know what you think if you have watched it already. And if you haven't, again, pay the $20, watch it with your family. Again, you're probably going to save money if you watch it instead of going out when you think of it that way. I know it's not a normal rental, but this is something that should technically still be in movie theaters right now.
Definitely. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. More than likely, you're probably new to Boring Reviews since this is a Hollywood film. Go ahead and subscribe. For those of you that have been part of Boring Review Nation, we have shirts now on TeePublic. I got the link below. You may even see an extra link on there. We're going to be getting a few different shirt vendors going on. Get yourself a Boring Review shirt right now. We have 3 different designs on TeePublic, and one of them is very similar to this sign back here, but it's Boring Review style. So go ahead and check it out on the link. You can see what I'm talking about. But with all that being said, let us know your thoughts on the movie if you've seen it. And until next time,
we know all things.